Got it? Okay, cool. So Derek says, I have 0 followers. What is the 2-week plan you'd recommend to grow?
Add to that real quick. What the other guy was talking about was multiple accounts. So I've got a shoe brand, and I have like these fictional characters to like play off the mythology of this shoe. And so I started creating each, account, but I'm like confused as to whether I should be doing that or if I should just, put it all into one.
Yeah.
Because there's storytelling, and then so it's kind of weird. I don't know what you think.
It's weird. I understand. So this is a hard question to answer. So the reason it would make sense to have 2 accounts is that you think it's like, do you have enough of a personal brand? Like, is there enough content that you would want to put out personally that could be like with the brand and personalized separate? Does that make sense? Like,
well, I have a podcast, so I do have a ton of things I could talk about personally.
You have a ton of things going on as well. So in that case, I would say yes. Like, you could have 2 accounts, but don't I think it was Gwendolyn. Don't lose the identity in your personal brand. Like, have both. Okay, have both accounts. Put it in your bio, say CEO of or founder of, and then tag that page, and then have your main push on your personal brand, because people are going to buy into whatever it is you have going on because of that personal brand as well. And that's like a lot of things I think a lot of small businesses especially forget about, is like people buy your story almost first, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, I love what you said with the shoes. That's really interesting. And I think TikTok's gonna be helpful for you, by the way. But storytelling, yeah, it's huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially as an entrepreneur, if you're doing before and afters, time lapses to popular music of you creating and building shoes and incorporating all these fictional characters, like you said, like that's where you need to be. And that's what's gonna take it to the next level. I would be curious more. You said 0 followers. What's your 2-week plan? I would encourage you to do a little research. I would say look how popular brands are leveraging TikTok, and a lot of it is storytelling. A lot of it is brands are using text overlays to tell stories about how much work they've put in. And one phenomenon that I want to talk about is like this phenomenon of showing how hard something is. Oftentimes on TikTok, you see these videos of people saying, oh, they'll have a text overlay. When I see a text overlay, the text at the top of the video. They'll be like, this took me 3,000 tries. Or you can say like, this shoe took me 50 hours to make, and blah, blah, blah. You start off with that. That's the attention grabber. That's what you say in the first 3 seconds of the video with the text overlay.
Yeah.
Then you go through a quick, small, short 3-second clips of like the creation process of different music. Like whatever the most attention grabbing or interesting or weird part that you think of making that shoe, where somebody's gonna look at that and be like, damn, you really have to do that with the shoe? I didn't know you had to take out the sole, and the sole was orange and blah, blah. Like, you show those clips real quick, easy to consume, 3 seconds, boom, boom, boom. Go into those with text overlays and showing the process. And I think that's a good way to start. I think a second thing you could do too is, I have to a little bit know more about your brand and like what specifically the shoe is, like what characters you're using, but there's probably different ways to incorporate characters as well.
Well, one is like, I got a black spandex suit in the mail, and basically like it's a character, these are called Womodoro, Man of Gold.
Yeah.
So this is a gold crown. It's a victory crown. So I have this story world that I'm developing, and it's kind of similar to that, this spandex guy, like it's kind of a costume, whatever. And I'll have like these gold crowns coming off the head, right?
Right.
So I figure it's something that's kind of fun and interesting, and then I could just have them wear, like I'll be wearing the shoe, and then I could do dance moves or whatever, just like doing something just to be fun.
100%.
But
look,
and then so the theme of the brand is all about like, no matter who you are, what your situation, what you do matters. You're called to unique greatness. Yeah. So this guy, I can do things like fun stuff, and then I can also do something that's like telling that story as well. Yes. Whether it's,
Yeah, exactly. The creation process, I think you just needed a soundboard. The creation process, you're not lacking in, bro. You have the creation down. Like,
okay, so what do I need to focus in on? Like, is it just play around and like just pump out videos as much as possible, or is there some sort of, and then like, you know, hashtags for that. Like what kind of niching am I going to be doing? Cause I've got this shoe, got these characters, like it's all over the place.
Okay.
That's, I guess, where my big.
I'm literally going to say what I would do if literally I was in your boat right now.
Yeah, please.
So I'm thinking that's what you're looking for. I would literally take a piece of paper. I would go to TikTok. If it's a shoe brand, I would go on the Discover page on TikTok, and I would type in shoe designer or shoe art or entrepreneurship. I would search those three, and then that's going to take you to a list on TikTok. It's going to allow you to search whatever you typed in, categorized by videos, hashtags, sounds. Forget the fourth one. I'm telling you to go to videos, watch the top 5 videos, which are going to be the most trending videos using that hashtag or video. And then what I want you to do is see what the popular people in that category are doing. Literally write it down. You have literally write like a category says video concepts. Go through the top 5 and be like, ooh, I like what he did with and notice what songs they're using, one. So have a list for songs and notice how they're filming. Is it time lapses? Is it vlogging? Is it dancing? Is it like you really have to pay attention to that? And then that's how you get your idea generation. Because you just doing that alone, you're going to be thinking in your head, because I already know, like with your creativity, you're going to be thinking like, oh, that's a good idea. But what if I put my own thing on it and put like this little, you know what I'm saying?
Caught it. Yeah.
That's the literal strategy, I would say. On top of that, I don't know how much you know about TikTok, but make sure you watch that online course so you get.
Basically, I've watched your online course. It's pretty much all I know, and getting sucked into watching people dancing.
Yes, yeah. So definitely watch that so you understand the technical skills. Yeah. But once you have the technical skills and you have that strategy of knowing what to look for in those videos and understanding like how to like favorite stuff, and like, you know, like I said, when I say you're typing in that stuff on the Discover page, use that favoriting tool that I talk about and start building your library. So creating, you got it down. From just something I want to say, and this may not be helpful to you, is look into green screen. I don't know how familiar you are with editing or things like that, but you mentioned the black spandex suit. I just thought of an idea. What if you had hear me out here. I know it's going to sound crazy.
It's all
good. A green suit, right? You can order money really cheap, a full spandex suit. And what that does in any editing, most editing software, is that can make you invisible and that can blend in with the background. And it's really simple. YouTube 2 minutes and green screens and green screen suits like that can go a long way. Because I think that with you, I haven't seen this yet, and it's just idea just popped in my head, is that you with shoes and you dancing around and doing popular TikTok dances as like this invisible character, like doing like you had the camera on your feet.
Or what if I had the crown? Yeah, I could have the crowns like not invisible, so you can see these floating crowns on these shoes, like.
So if you had a green suit on and like wore like these cool outfits that coordinated with thing, and you did like, now you don't have to do popular TikTok dances. That would be what I would do, but you could do anything in that, and that would be a way.
So you're saying like floating shoes, basically? You'll be like invisible person?
100%. That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly.
Okay.
Cool. But there's a lot of different ways you can do it with that too. With your creation, like I would say incorporate that. I see a lot of people not doing it, and I've done it on a lot of my videos, and it does really well.
The green suit.
Yeah, green suit or green screen techniques.
Green screen.
A popular YouTuber, a popular YouTube education site that teaches it really well is Cinecon.
I know.
So I use them a lot for a lot of my green screen tips, and it's super simple to understand. And I think that's great too.
As zero following, you know, I've 0 followers starting out. It's pretty, I guess it's like intimidating, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, how long is this going to take? How much work am I going to put in? Could you give me a couple words, and maybe other people who are in the same situation where, we can come up with some creativity, and then like, I mean, I guess it's just flat out just making a goal for how many videos per day, but like, could you give us some idea of what it's like to come from zero? Yeah. You know, I know you hear about these guys like 40 million or whatever it was, that woman, you know, in 4 months or something like that's like crazy, but I'm not expecting that, but it's just like, what are some words that you could have for that?
So words I would say is TikTok loves consistency. So yes, posting consistently on a daily basis. If I'm just starting out, I'm going to have like post plan. I'm posting today. And then depending on how much time I have, because we all have responsibilities, depending on how much time, I will let that determine how many times I'm posting a day. And the goal is as much as possible. If you can, I always recommend 3 times a day if you can. These are short clips, short 10, 15-second clips. And the reason I say that is because, you know, it gives you opportunities to get exposure, right? You never know what hashtag, you never know you never know.
How long do you take to make a video? Because how much time should we be thinking, okay, this is taking me way too bloody much time, right? Like sometimes I get too caught up in the artist.
Correct.
I mean, I'm like spending 3 hours. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. I can't sustain this every day. So like a volume is probably more important than quality, I'm guessing. Like
that's a tough question. That's a tough
in the beginning, right?
I've played both. For example, last night I spent 4 hours editing a video. Didn't even come out right, and the whole thing flopped, and I couldn't post. But yeah, that happens all the time. And that's just a challenge, bro. I would say when you're first starting, you're gonna have to just try everything. You're literally gonna have to try everything. I'm not gonna tell you that like, you know, focus on really high quality content that's going to blow up, because I don't know what kind of content you're going to produce.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to like go through the learning process.
I don't know what your 30 minutes of time looks like versus your content that you produce when you have 2 hours. So it's hard to say like, okay, well, fuck that, dude. Too. Sorry, my language.
And it gets faster anyways.
Yeah. So,
you know, do you plan each one for the whole week, or do you go into each session with like, you know, totally from scratch? Do you have any suggestion on that? Because I'm trying to systemize this, right? That works better for me if we can.
Yeah, so systemizing. I have research times, and during that time, I do what I told you, man. I'm doing the research. I have lists. Literally in this notebook that I'm writing down now, I have content ideas and like plenty of content ideas that I write down. And then what I'll do is I'll have a shooting period where I'll shoot for like 3 hours, and then during that period, I'm not getting one video. Obviously, I'm getting 10. And I've changed variety too. It's not going to be the same character. I have all my characters laid out, and I try to systemize it in that way so that I have this bulk and sufficient, right? Like I shoot during that period, so then I don't have to worry about shooting the next day or the next day after that. It's just wake up, doing a little bit of editing here, editing there, depending on what's popular. And so that's how I shoot. And that's what I would recommend for a lot of you guys, is shoot in bulk. Shoot in bulk, because it can wear you down thinking about like shooting every day.
So you're not doing this every day. You're probably doing this once or twice a week for like three hours or something like that each time.
A week, yeah. And I'll set it up. I'll set all my lights up, and all my the things that I use, which I can go over that as well. But what I have my shooting periods, I'll have all my ideas going down, music, all that stuff planned out, and I'll just shoot. And I feel like most of the creators I know shoot in bulk too, and that's how they do it. So that's what I recommend.
That's helpful. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.